wife is Natalie, who works at Lego.
To say a few words about who I am, and the reason I want to talk about that is to tell you how I got there, and my intention is to maybe inspire you on your programming journey, or perhaps motivate you on how you can lift others up in theirs as a designer or product manager. And then finally, I've made a small technical experiment with the Framer X API, but it's more of a could than a should. So I work at a small Danish company as part of their core engineering team, building the new Lego.com, which launched yesterday. And this means that code that I'm writing is getting shipped to about 4 million unique visitors per month. It transacts about hundreds of millions of dollars per year, and I work across the front end. And just last week I've been moved to back end. So we'll see how that goes. And this has basically been my year, is sort of doing things with these tools behind me, and in the case of Next.js, actually contributing to it, and it means that, yeah, I'm getting shipped to lots of people. But 2.5 years ago, I didn't know any of this stuff. My life had reached a point where I realized I needed to change it. And I realized that in order to enact the change that I wanted to see in the world, I needed to learn how to program. I needed to learn how to become a really good programmer. And my life had worked out in such a way that I didn't have the right bit of paper that meant that I was qualified to do any of this, and I didn't have the means to do a boot camp. But I could do one thing. I could make a prototype in Framer. So I went to every Framer meetup in London. I went to everyone I could see, and I said, look, if you're an early stage startup and you want to demo your product to investors or test it with users before it's even built, I could do that for you. And someone took a chance on me. So a head of product at a tiny startup was like, okay, show me what you got. And we ended up building this. It was more of a demo than a prototype by the end, but it turned into this sort of 20,000 line monster. I needed to build a framework in order to be able to do it that was sort of a re-implementation of React, but in Framer. It had modules, a component library. We did a Max. We linked it up to a Firebase backend so we could control it through an iPhone. And basically, that's how I learned how to become a programmer. So I put together a quick demo, and it's more of a celebration of kind of communities and tools that have helped me to become a software engineer. So Zeit deployments and Next.js, GitHub's design system team open source all of their components and their work, and I've learned a lot by digging through their source code. And also Code Sandbox, which if you're thinking about being an application engineer, that is something to check out at Framer X. So it's framernext.tech. I came up with the name and then built the thing. It's a website, you can go on it on your phone. That's the thing with websites, is they work everywhere, not just on one machine. And it's just a little static site built using Next.js. It is basically spinning rectangles, but they're very performance spinning rectangles. Documentation, and then for comparison I've left a link to the original Code Sandbox, and then I've shown what happens if you put that API into a production React environment, and so you can compare and contrast and see what happens. A couple of them don't work. I needed to disable SSR with the Next.js because Framer doesn't support Node, but it's there and it works and it's online. Thank you.
you.